Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to resolve the error of a device timeout when booting Proxmox. In my example, it is a LVM that is not being detected at boot when the host is booting. Here we can see that it has not been able to reach the device in dev mapper PVE data, which is my volume, my logical volume. And the dependency failed for the mount point where this volume is mounted, so it will not boot. We are just going to go ahead and type in our root password to enter emergency mode. Now that we've entered emergency mode, we're going to actually navigate to the fstab file. So vi etc fstab, and here we can see that I have my disk in the fstab file to mount at boot. And we're actually just going to go ahead and delete this and then hit escape, semicolon, right quit, WQ, exclamation point. After you remove the disk in question from the etc fstab file, you're going to go ahead and reboot the server. After reboot, we should be brought to a login prompt without that error. Once we've rebooted and logged in, we're going to run the mount command, and you will see that your logical volume will not be mounted because we removed it from the fstab file. I tried multiple ways to configure that mount for my logical volume in the fstab file, but I was not able to get it to work. So the only workaround that I could find was to create a cron job that mounts my file system on boot. And now I'm going to show you how to create a cron job to do that. The best way to do this is to navigate to cd user local sbin, where we're going to store cron jobs that need to be run by root. We're going to touch mount.sh. I've already done this, so you can see my script is here. So after you create that file, type vi mount.sh, and you are going to type hashtag, exclamation point, /bin/bash, and then under that we're going to type the mount command, the location of our disk in question, the logical volume, and then the directory in which we'd like to mount this. Hit escape, right quit, exclamation point, and now that is done. Once we've created our script, we need to change the permissions. So we're going to type chmod read write execute, and then I do 0 for other, but you can do 777 if you want. That'll just make it executable for all users, but I don't like that, so I'm doing it this way. And then we do mount sh, which is the script. Now to confirm that these permissions took effect, do ls-la mount-sh, and we can see here that users and groups, the user root and the group root, both have execute permissions so that the script can execute. Okay, so now we need to run this script as a cron job at boot. Don't go to cron-tab-e. This did not work for me. Though the script is in there, it did not work. The best way I've found to do this is to actually just edit the root cron tab file. So make sure you are in root, logged in as root. You should be this entire time anyway. And we're going to go to vi etc cron tab. Now, you are going to hit I to insert, and we're going to do @reboot at the beginning here. So this will, on boot, the script will run. And the user is root, and then this is the location of our script that we wrote. We're going to go ahead and do that, hit escape, and then write and quit, the semicolons, boom, done. Just to show you that this does work, I'm going to unmount my logical volume, which happens to be my data partition, which would be unmounting that. And there it goes, it's gone. And so I'm going to actually go to options in my server here, my Proxmox node, and then do a delay so that this machine delays startup, just in case there's any issues with the mount, or if it hangs, if that script hangs. So we'll delay it 2 minutes after boot, and then click OK. Now I'm going to go ahead and reboot the Proxmox node itself, and I will pop back in. It's back up, and you can see that after 2 minutes that this VM will spin up, and it will find this data partition without any errors after the Proxmox node boots. Okay, it has rebooted, and it does look like it did indeed mount that data partition. Here it is. The VM has started, and we can console into it without any boot errors at all. Before you criticize me, I do realize that this is not best practice and you should be using the fstab file, though I did try many different ways to get this volume to boot after the node has rebooted, but I was unsuccessful. So the only way that I figured out how to do this was to delete it from the fstab file and run a cron job to mount it. So that is a workaround if you are having boot errors where there's a timeout on the Proxmox node at boot where it cannot find a partition that you have mounted for the VM to boot. And that is that.